And no lights on. Anything. Oh, let me make sure. I'll turn this light on real quick because I ain't trying to look too dark skinned. Oh, yeah. All right. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. What's up, Six Squad? Today, we got a lot to talk about. UNC beats Syracuse. Duke barely pulls it out versus UVA. Rutgers does it for Jersey. You know what I'm talking about versus Michigan, and a whole lot more to talk about. But make sure to give us 5 stars on Spotify and to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. You know that actually helps us out more than you can ever believe. So please give us some love. But without further ado, let's get into it.
Go big plays. Tied up, splits the double with 8. She's going to get a shot off. He's got it! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
And we are back with another episode of Stick Talk. Guys, I know we're not going at 10 p.m. Eastern today, but due to unforeseen circumstances, we're going right now. All right? I'm not mad about it because I don't have to fall asleep at 12 o'clock. Now I fall asleep at a decent hour. But guys, how are we today?
We're good.
Shay was going through it in the chat. I was too, though.
I don't want to talk about it, man. I don't want to talk about it. Look, I could have had a really great weekend. Let's just say that. I could have. I was close to having a really, really great weekend. And unfortunately, just couldn't put it together, man. We just couldn't put it together.
They definitely couldn't put it together, okay? Speaking of having a great weekend, Diggs is having a great weekend right now at his event in San Diego, right?
Yeah. Doing MCLA.
That boy is doing his thing. I posted a picture of him doing his thing out there and in the booth. Man, I love to see him in the booth, and he looked like I know he's like he's older than me. He's like a brother just doing his just enjoying life, and that's all I can ask for when I'm looking at my boys. Yeah, I want to see my boys be great.
Yeah,
and Diggs out here doing his thing. Shane, you missed it earlier. I FaceTimed you guys. Diggs picks up, doesn't say a word to us, and just keeps on doing his job at the MCLA. Just stunning.
Oh man. I wish I did. I didn't even know you called. Otherwise, I would have picked up. I know the weather's perfect down there, and he's just enjoying his life.
Man, he got sunglasses on, just chilling in the booth, man. That's why he picked up the FaceTime to stud.
Yeah, he was like, "Yeah, you see me."
Yep.
I love it.
You know, I love it. We're gonna just show a quick. We're proud of our boy over here. Just take a look at my boy Diggs. Come on, man.
Look at that. Man. What a guy. Look at you.
You need to make that his new Abby.
Yeah, I'm a fan. Look at him.
Yep.
Look at him.
Dude is just happy to be here, man, you know?
That's my dog, man. That's my dog.
But things we also love is lacrosse. So let's get into some lacrosse here. All right. Syracuse versus UNC. Okay. My only loss of the week when it comes to my pick'ems. Okay. Brother, Brian, why do you keep on doing this to me, man? I'm high on Syracuse because of you, and then they keep on performing like this. What's going on with Syracuse, brother?
Man, it's playing poorly at the worst time of the season to be playing poorly. They've been struggling my greater fandom. Am I worried? And maybe not. But it's like 3 losses, 3 ranked teams. Crazy their RPI is still 11 because they still have a top 6 or 7 strength of schedule. So it sucks because they're playing poorly at the end of the season. But it was funny. Shout out Googs. He made a comment. He was like, "Yo, this kind of feel like Maryland last year." And he was, and for those that are uninitiated, like last year, remember Maryland lost their last game of the season, and then everybody's like, "Oh, they'd be fine. They won the Big Ten tournament." Then they lost the first round of the Big Ten tournament, and then they made their run to the national championship game. And I'm just like, Syracuse got all the pieces, but it's just like just molding everything together. It's like the jersey, the team's not worrying about the jersey. and it's kind of just they've been susceptible to some knucklehead plays and not playing well at certain things, and they let North Carolina do their recipe. Dom or Owen Duffy got to cook. Wambach at the face off if he facing off well, and what's their goalie's name? Was it Gianfrancaro? If he's playing solid, those are like the three ingredients they need. They got all three, and Syracuse kind of shot themselves in the foot to the point where they're like, "Let's turn it on" in the last 2 minutes of the game, and it's like
literally turned it on.
Yeah, like 6 goals in 2 minutes, but it's like we can't be doing that. It's like when you're playing really good teams. Vermont, cool, that don't matter. Utah, that don't matter. For UNC, it does.
Nope,
for sure.
What once Petro Booming gets going for UNC, it's a tough.
Tell folks stop saying Petro Booming and not giving Shane his credit. Nobody had the sauce to call him Petro Booming.
Wait, are people starting to call him Petro Booming?
Carolina's team account said Petro Booming.
Hey.
It was one of the bigger social media accounts. They said Petro Booming, and I almost like quoted it and be like, Shane A. Smith credit.
Hey, what can I say, man? It's one of them. It was like, look, I'm glad that stuck. I for sure know one of them boys on the team saw a tweet and was like, yo, that's kind of tough. I kind of gotta rock with that. And hey, I know it. My boys know it. That's all that's good with me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If that sticks, great. But as long as y'all know where it came from, I'm good. You don't got to give me all the credit, but my boys know where it came from.
He balled, man. He
was balling.
He took like 20 shots. Yeah,
he did take 20 shots. 6 goals, 1 assist, and Owen Duffy had 4 assists. So that offense was doing their thing. And
boy, was locked in.
Yep.
Locked in.
Offense wasn't doing their thing for majority of that game.
Yeah, it was true. Yeah. Told it. As soon as he saw that first one go in, it kind of floodgates opened, and Syracuse kind of. I don't like the way that they changed their defense on it, but that boy cooked.
Hey, it's okay. Another moment with the goal mouth here in this game. You know, did it harm anybody? Did this play harm anybody in the goal? Absolutely not. Right. And just wipes off the goal. I have never experienced this being a player, but I could just imagine watching the ball hit the back of the net and then the ref waving it off. How much that affects your momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that might be hands on sight if the ref does that.
It kind of is, bro. It kind of is. It kind of is because it's like, is that real? Like at some point you can't let it. I mean, you know, the age old, like you can't let the refs determine the game, but it's also like we could have had one of the greatest comebacks. And because of the stupid goal mouth, I don't know. Again, I brought this up. We were talking about it. It's kind of a little discourse on Twitter. I was talking about the goal mouth doesn't help anything. Like, I understand the philosophical decision, the reason why, to protect the goalie, and the goalie is the most important piece on a field because it's the one person that never leaves the field, and the whole scope of the game changes if something happens to your starting goalie, plain and simple. However, imagine a player like Dylan Ward, who is known to take an aggressive arc, almost damn near outside of the crease. How is that supposed to? How is the goal not supposed to help him?
Right.
You're not. If you're going to take a conservative arc, then it makes sense. But like, if you step out even a little bit, and naturally, as a goalie, if you see somebody coming towards the crease, you're going to step out a little bit because it's going to be a much harder shot for somebody to take if you are right in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, at the same time, it's also like, what are we really doing? Like, are we trying to solve a problem, or are we just continually adding new steps? Like, I don't love it. I don't love it at all.
You're in your recent memory or somewhere in your brain, do you guys have any recollection of a goalie getting hurt from a crease dive.
No, that's the thing.
Like I only heard of like one or two from like youth lacrosse, but otherwise, I can't think of anything where I'm like, oh my god, that goalie was at harm.
Yeah, nobody goes at the like. If there's any sort of like well-known quote unwritten rule of lacrosse, it's that you're not ever going at the goalie.
Yeah,
Right.
You're specifically trying to score. In fact, I think you're more than likely, if somebody hits the goalie, that whoever that person is probably more than likely going to feel bad.
Right.
Like if I hit a short stick D midi or LSM or pole, it doesn't matter, right? You'll be all right. But if I, as an attackman, hit a goalie, I'm going to feel bad. I'm going to feel bad because I'm not going to want to win that game under those circumstances anyway. Like, I don't want to win that game, 13-5 with your backup goalie in.
Right.
Like, no.
But people avoid the crease too, because I feel like when everybody jumps, like so. Scotty, I don't know if you ever did in your career because you played offense. Like if you're trying to score and you get to that point, you're trying to dive over the crease because you're trying to avoid landing in the crease to not get the penalty. So it's like we were talking before we started recording. By definition of the rule was fin in the goal mouth. Yes, but it's like I wish it was more subjective because it's a finger, like, a literal finger. Not and I'm not like it's not hyperbole if you watch the replay. And it's like, man, like. Was the goalie in imminent danger? No. So I wish it was something like that, where it'd be one thing if a player, because there could be a time where like somebody's coming and they're at full speed, they shoot and then they land right in it and they hit the goalie. Yeah, but in that situation, that's one of those ones where he kind of got pushed in the back, and it's like, come on, man.
Yeah, I did notice that a lot of refs were letting them boys play this weekend. There's a lot of little things. I was like. Even in that Duke Virginia game, I was like, "Ooh, there's a little something going on here." But the rest are letting them boys play, so I was like,
getting closer to May.
Hey man, since you just brought it up, why don't we just go over to that Duke Virginia game right now? Okay, Shane, how we feeling, Shane, after that tough game, man? That Virginia, it's like trying to bring a dead person back to life.
Oh, Shane, before you answer it, notice Shane was dead silent in the group chat. Usually Shane will say something in the group chat at some point about Rutgers, about Hop, about Syracuse. I'm sending messages. Shane's not saying nothing in the chat until after the game. Go ahead. That's how locked in he was. Go ahead.
Locked in? I was locked in. I was watching that thing just like, okay. All right.
Oh, my God.
All right. Because it was like, oh God, overtime came and I was just thinking to myself, like, you kind of know, you can kind of feel the energy in I don't know what it is, like through the phone. I'm like watching this game because I was at my going away party. And I'm sitting there at the going away party, my friends around me like this. like sitting there watching the game, and I'm just sitting there. I was like, dude, no, we're going to lose this game. We're going to lose this game. And then we get the ball on offense, right? Fogo takes a shot. Trash. Okay. Doesn't even get to get to Cage. Okay. We get possession of the ball. Okay, great. We've got possession. I think we get a timeout. We're back in. We run a play, and we can't get a real shot. Then what does Truett Sunderland do? He gets the ball. He tries to go straight to Cage, tries to get a little diving shot, misses, or actually gets saved. And, obviously he steps in Cage and he gets saved. So it's a change of possession either way. Duke fails the clear. We get the ball back. What do? We give it right back to them. Then they get the ball and we have a turnover. And then we're getting ready. The ball goes to the pole in the middle off of a clear. And the pole is literally like, I'm watching him and I'm just like, do something. Do something. Do something. Yeah, fight back. Because I'm like, there's no way you're just standing there just like, back to the goal, like, I don't know who to pass to. You are a Division I athlete. Run away. Go anywhere. Go anywhere. Run away. You know how to play lacrosse. You're so concerned with making the right decision. You didn't make any decision at all. We lose possession of the ball. 2 passes later, all of a sudden now they score. Clear. I literally was like this. And you know what? And then I saw a statistic about Virginia and Duke.
Bro, is that was they said I think it was 20 years?
20. It's now 20.
Or 20 games?
20 games. So if you don't know, Duke has beat Virginia in the last 20 regular season games. 20. That's a 2-0.
UVA got about 2-3 national championships during that time, and that's crazy.
And still can't beat Duke.
That's crazy. I saw that. I was like,
well, we definitely knew this wasn't the year they were going to beat Duke anyway.
I mean,
like, we were kind of surprised that this. I was surprised this game was even this close. Like I know
this would be the year that they finally would with them being injured.
Yeah, because Duke is not that good. We're not that good, but that's okay. We can still can come out with wins, but for whatever reason, it's like we just don't have it. And then McCabe, that boy's shot selection is so bad. It is so bad. He is such watching him play late season when you're supposed to be the guy. I'm like, okay, that's why I told you guys in the beginning of the season, he's not there yet. He's not there yet. He's close. He needs to spend a whole summer again with Schellenberger, just getting work in. Because he's close, but he is not. He does not know how. I don't know if he knows how to lead yet. I feel like right now, he gets to this point where he gets the ball and he's like, I just got to do something. I gotta make a play. And the stuff he was probably doing at McDonough
ain't gonna work at this level.
It's not gonna work at this level in late April. It's not gonna work. They know you. There is a guy on that coaching staff dedicated to making sure you get shut down. And that wasn't the case back, for last year. Everyone's focused on Schellenberger, focused on Peyton Cormier. Like you're not, but his shot selection is just like
tough.
It's tough. He's got a lot to work on, and he can get there. It wasn't this year, and hopefully it'll be next year, but I don't know.
For you, Shane.
Yeah.
Well, the good news for you is that you don't have to deal with the stress anymore as the off season arrives early for the Cavaliers.
Cancun.
Crazy up. At least you get to relax. You don't got to worry about it anymore. But this is crazy though. This is unfamiliar taste. And hey, I was about to say.
I know.
Yo. I caught myself.
Hey, get your boy, Brian. Get your boy. That is your friend, bro. Get your boy.
I caught myself. Yeah, I caught me. All right. But this is the first time the Cavaliers have finished with a losing season. Guess since when?
At least since Lars Tiffany's been there. So it's got to be
6 years, 7 years.
I'll say longer. I'll say like probably. Actually, yeah, that sounds about right. Close to 10.
2016 was the last time they've had.
Yeah, 9 years. Okay.
It's crazy seeing Virginia be a losing team because that's one of those teams with the the legacy that when I think of college lacrosse, it'd be Virginia, and then they're done with their season on April 27th.
Yeah.
Crazy. But you know who's not done with their season? Rutgers University, baby. Let's go Scarlet Knights. Okay, let's talk about the Scarlet Knights.
Let's talk about them.
Because I'm here and ready to talk. The Big Ten, to me, in my non-biased opinion, might be the most up for grabs. Not most up for grabs, but the most interesting conference in all of lacrosse right now because the parity is real in this one. Rutgers beating Michigan and Maryland, and then Maryland beating Ohio State. Right? Maryland beat Ohio State, and all that stuff, right? I'm curious to see how Big Ten play ends up, but Rutgers just showing signs of life at any moment. Okay, watching these boys play this weekend. Shout out to my boy Googs for saving me and giving me Big Ten plus. Okay,
Googs
What
is
a
real,
guy.
man.
Who's is so real.
That's my guy. That's
he's
the
a
real
man.
Yeah.
He's a man. And Shane, I was in a
little
similar
bro of the
situation.
podcast.
I had people over my house, my own house, and I'm not hosting them, not worried about a damn thing. I'm just
Yeah.
looking at this Rutgers game like, no way this is happening. And I'm trying not to get too hyped off of this game because, you never know what could happen. But this boy, Colin Cardilla for Rutgers University is a problem.
Yeah, he is.
A problem. 4 goals, 2 assists for the Knights for him. And I love watching him play, man. He was letting that thing fly. And our boy Duke Richmond, every time I look at Duke Richmond play, I'm like, yo, that's our guy, Duke Richmond. He is a hit or miss when he's playing, but he might have the quickest feet in college lacrosse, bro.
Oh,
You got to
yeah.
watch this boy.
That boy
He's
moves.
shifty.
He moves.
He's shifty. We might not get you a bucket, though. But if you want to watch some feet, though.
Possession shot.
Yeah, possession shot. Yeah. Possession shot, man.
Hey,
Yeah,
last week we were talking about this, dude. We were talking about we were talking about Big Ten play, and we were talking about who could yeah, that's good. Who could win the Big Ten? And I was like, yeah, it's Maryland. It could also be, Ohio State, but I was like, dude, it could easily be Rutgers at any moment.
Easily.
I mean, which is like non-ironic, like Scotty aside, that's an objectively true statement.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like Rutgers could just show up and be like, yeah, I think we're gonna hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna win today. That's literally I think the only metric. And so when we made our picks, I was like, yeah, my picks are going to be exactly the same as Brian's. Let me just change mine from Michigan to Rutgers, and it worked out. But I was like, at the same time, that pick, I was like, that's actually not that, like, it's not crazy. It's not ridiculous to say that.
Not
At
at all.
all.
Not at all. It was the same thing too, because I don't want people to think I'm like anti-Rutgers. I wanted to pick Rutgers, and that just like Scotty said, last week they didn't play well, so I'm like, and then Michigan goes Incredible Hulk once it hits playoff time. So I'm like, do I want Rutgers to win? Yeah, but Michigan, for whatever reason, like they just get pumped up. But I'm like, man, Rutgers, they did enough that they needed to do. They always play pretty solid defense, and Carden Stoller in the goal is like he's always going to give him a shot. So
Carden Stoller is a beast.
yeah, and like an off game for him is like 50%.
Oh wait, we haven't talked about did we talk about the all Big Ten team last week?
No, we didn't.
Okay, we're going to talk about the all Big Ten team, but Carden Stoller was one of the 3 goalies on the all first team. All Big Ten first team.
Big Ten picks such a weird, how they do it. It's so weird.
But we'll chat about that later. But he had 8 saves in that game.
Yeah,
okay. 8 saves, not bad. But I'm happy to see the Rutgers Scarlet Knights play some big games like that. 2 big wins in the Big Ten versus Maryland and Michigan this year. I loved seeing that. So let's go Knights on that. But let's move over to Wagner versus Mercyhurst. Yo, guess what? The first 2 letters of Wagner and Mercyhurst. What are they?
What W-A me?
Yeah, WM. It's just WM. And the whole time I was thinking of waste management. I was like,
right.
Damn, this game might be trash, bro.
I feel like Shane actually watched that game.
In my appeal, it wasn't trash at all. It was a great game. And when you texted me, Brian, or Shane said something about it going into overtime, and I was like, oh
yeah, Shane.
Yeah.
Look at this. Okay. And I was like, yo, if Wagner pulls this out, Shane A. Smith about to have a day. But no, the Division II Bandits pulled this one out. I want to say 13-12 in overtime. Were you watching this one, Shane?
I was.
That's why I was like, I know he's watching this.
I was. I mean, dude, it's so easy for us to talk about UNC and Cuse and Michigan and Maryland and Virginia, but sometimes it is kind of nice to watch some lower level Division One ball because there are always some just little gems in there, some things that you're just like, oh, where did you come from? You're kind of dirty, but I mean, it's just it also separately is incredible to watch a team just lose all the time and just like at some point, like nothing. You got nothing else. Like no type of I don't know, man. It's just funny to watch sometimes. I'm like, I really want you to be. I want nothing more than Wagner to have a Fairfield like run next year. Um, but
That's crazy, dude.
I mean, how on fire would the lacrosse world be if Wagner pulls up and is like, yeah,
You know,
I think
it would
same thing
be.
as like Hampton.
It
If
would be.
Hampton turned up,
No. If Hampton turned up, that would be exponentially bigger than if Wagner pulled.
dramatically. But I'm saying
That would
just
actually
like, could you
change the game
imagine
too.
it?
And,
Oh my god.
But if Wagner got good all of a sudden, like let's say went on a streak next year, that it would be a repeat of the NJIT.
Yeah, they could. The women's team just won the regular season conference tournaments. I mean, the regular season tourney. So if the women can do it, the men can do it.
They can.
I don't
Telling
know.
you, man. Well, Wagner. I just really want them to do it, man. I just really, really want them to do it. I really want them to have that success. But
If they do,
boy.
they owe you a plane ticket to one of their games.
God, you do. You hear that? If you start winning, I need you to fly me out because I am actually a huge fan. I know I roasted you earlier. I know I roasted you, but you deserved it.
Shane,
At the same time,
They take it to Shaolin.
they ain't gonna fly you out to go to a damn game.
no, you can't fly
You're
me
gonna
out,
be
bro.
one of the 4 people in the stands.
You can't even afford a top recruit. How you gonna fly me out?
Yo. How you just go from I support you to flaming them?
That's real.
I'm a fan.
That's real.
He said, y'all got budget NIL
Hey,
money.
let me tell you something, man. If his Coach Shane's gonna do one thing, he's gonna tell you the truth, man. He's gonna tell you the truth, and the truth is, y'all boys need to get your money up, not your funny up. That's what that's what I got to tell you, man.
Get your money up, not your funny up.
NIL money
Yeah.
there.
One guy that stuck out for this game to me was Chase Petschke. I want to make sure I say his name right. Chase Petschke, number 5 for Mercyhurst. 3 goals, 1 assist versus Wagner. Great game from him. And the game winner. Tough for Wagner. Tough one for Wagner. But hey, and you can't win them all. They just
And that's
don't
their
know.
senior day, Mercyhurst senior day. So I get it.
Wagner came out hot too. I thought they were going to do it. I thought they were just going to like,
If you watch their games, they are up at like second quarter and halftime, third quarter, and then they just lose it.
Yeah.
They just cannot convert in the fourth quarter at all. And they just kind of like, yeah, we could do it. You get kind of big-eyed, like, oh, we might win.
That one of my favorite things to say as a coach is, especially when you are winning the game, is when you you guys are playing not to lose. You got to play to win.
Yeah.
And maybe that might be their thing. Right now, all of a sudden they're like, "Oh wait, this is real," and then they start looking like a deer in the headlights. I don't know though. I haven't watched a lot of Wagner games, and I'm not an analyst or a journalist, so I don't know what the hell's going on with Wagner. Okay,
Emphasis: we're not journalists. We're not journalists or analysts. We just look at stuff and go, "That's crazy."
We just yapping. Okay, we just yapping, to be honest, yo. And we're gonna yap about Richmond St. Joe's next. Okay, Richmond beat St. Joe's here 10-7. Interesting matchup here. I like this matchup here because for some reason both of these teams are like under the radar, but both of them are nice. Okay,
Mhm.
Richmond, we know is nice. Okay, St. Joe's though been quietly making moves, but Richmond takes this one away 10-7. Did you guys watch any of this one?
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it.
Did not.
It was a
I
good
did
game,
not.
man. It was good. Richmond is do you think Richmond's gonna win the A10?
They could.
Yeah, this
Who's
is
in
the
the
season that they
A10?
could lose, but I think they will.
Yeah, I think they're gonna make moves here. I'll tell you who's in the A10. It's Richmond, High Point, St. Joe's, UMass, Hobart, and St. Bonnie's.
They could. Oh yeah, they definitely could. Who do they play in A10 right now?
They're 5 and
Hobart.
0.
They beat Hobart. They beat St. Bonnie's. They beat St. Joe's. They beat UMass. They beat
Did
High Point.
And did UMass just lose this week too?
Yeah, I forgot
You-
who they put.
UMass lost this weekend versus Hobart. They lost against Hobart, bro.
Rough.
Big game from
Yeah,
Hobart.
Hobart's had a
The
rough
other
15-16 too. Ooh.
the other
Yeah,
lacrosse
Hobart's had a
podcast that I
rough
listen
season.
to is talking about this game because their hosts are from Hobart, and that was a big game for them. They weren't favored in this one, but Hobart, big win for them. So shout out to Hobart. What's their mascot?
They're Statesmen.
Hobart Statesman, bro. Doesn't this cop know I'm doing?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, guys. I live in a big city.
no,
Where things are being-
it's all good. But and the crazy thing is watching the because I didn't watch the entire game, but watching the St. Joe's Richmond game, it's like one of those things where you're like, it's partially good defense, kind of not good offense, but like the goalies both play solid. Tommy Gross from St. Joe's had 23 saves and a 70% save percentage. So like if I told you guys that, you'd be like, oh yeah, St. Joe's won. Nah. Just like the offense so separately. 'Cause again, some good offense, some good defense, but a lot of it's just like ooh, y'all are struggling to score. Y'all are struggling to score. Because again, you say anything, if you're just reading off the stats and your goalie has 23 saves and a 70% save percentage, we're gonna win this game.
Yep.
We only scored 7 goals. Like it's just
I got beef with St. Joe's because I remember going to Rutgers University on a Saturday, expecting to have a great Saturday, and St. Joe's ran through Rutgers.
mm.
And that's when I was like, damn, is Rutgers that bad or St. Joe's is that good? But St. Joe's is that good. St. Joe's has ballers. So, but they lose this one. Okay, they lose this one. And we're going to move on to another losing team in Hopkins. Okay, Hopkins. Hey, man, they're showing life a little bit. Hopkins is showing a little life in this Penn State Hopkins game.
How could you be showing life? They're dead now. They are dead.
Well,
they are gone.
Well, they're actually dead.
You guys see their social media posts, man. Their social media posts are so sad.
Yeah. They man. They were fighting though. They were fighting for whatever they were fighting.
They wanted
for.
it.
They did want it. They did want it, but didn't want it bad enough, man. They're too little, too late.
Yeah.
Tough. Close game, 13-12 versus Penn State. In the Big Ten quarters. Man,
13-12 to Penn State isn't horrible.
Another team where you're like, is a lacrosse staple and their season's over.
Yeah, this early, they went from their Syracuse and Hopkins back to Hopkins season's over.
Oh my god!
Dude, this is what we've been talking about, right? This is a direct result of the kind of environment that we are in for college lacrosse, where the top players of their class are not just going to the Hopkins and the Virginias and the Dukes and the Marylands. They're going all over, and they're able to ball out. And the parity is really there because programs are they fit students better than just going to the blue bloods, right? And Hopkins is a blue blood that just has dramatically underperformed all year, and they would have spurts of greatness, but they could never put it together for a full game. And if they did have a full game that they were able to put it together, they kind of scraped by.
Yeah.
No game was easy. No game was, Look at these scores. It's 13-10, 11-10, 11-6, 9-8, 13-12, 13-12, 10-13, not 12-9, 8-11, 8-11, 10-14, 4-10, 11-8, and then 12-13. Like, they're barely scoring 10 goals a game, and the differential is no more than 4 or 5 goals.
Yeah.
Like, that's tough.
Rutgers sent them on a spiral. They were 0-5 in their last 5 games. And
nothing was the same.
That's crazy. And how
0-6 from Rutgers.
0-6, yes. 0-6 from Rutgers. That's crazy, man. Damn.
Yeah, damn. That's a hell of a way to end your season. It's like,
Now, did we get an update on the Russell Melendez injury?
I never saw it because I feel like colleges lacrosse is like it's like the thing that they just don't show you what's wrong, but it is obviously that kind of probably was the big thing for their fall off and it's like even yesterday that was the game they needed them because if I said that the Hopkins defense would hold Matt Trainer to 3 points, 2 goals and an assist, you're like, okay, they got a shot. They did 13-12. Like that's a Russell Melendez. I feel like gives you an extra goal or two, even if he's just on the field, and it's just like. It doesn't fall on one player, but I'm like, he was the one player for them that couldn't go down because their entire offense just changed.
Yep. Hopefully, Russell Melendez is getting healthy, man. I was hoping for a big season from him. But
yeah, and I don't think he has any more eligibility either.
That's crazy.
That sucks.
That's really tough. That's tough, man. But hopefully he's getting healthy, though. Let's move over to – oh, wait. I just got to press the Diggs button because him saying Rutgers was going to be last in the Big Ten.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep. You earned that one. I'm not going to lie.
You earned that one. He was going to be right. I thought Rutgers had other ideas.
There is
– yeah.
Well, good. My boys from Jersey have that fight in them, okay? We're just built different. And – Georgetown versus Nova, great game, another good one. Georgetown wins this one. It was just a battle between 2 ranked teams. What you thinking, Shane?
I'm not thinking about Georgetown and Villanova. I am, however, thinking about that Penn Notre Dame game.
Oh my God! Thank you for bringing that up because my ass would have forgot. That game was scary.
Real life scary. Hey, I've not seen a team in probably since like 2015 Denver. I have not seen a team move the ball as well as Penn did this game. They were
crazy because their offense isn't good,
but they were slinging the rock. Those passes were crisp. They were on point. Actually, no, the last time I saw a team move the ball like that was when Maryland was playing Army, and Army beat Maryland first round in the NCAAs. I remember that was, oh my gosh. Let me tell you something. Penn was locked for most of that game. Locked in. But And it was getting a little chippy too, but them boys at Notre Dame were like, yeah, we've been here before. Let's do this. Yeah.
Oh, did not mean to do that, but I just did it.
Preview. That's the preview.
But yes, you're absolutely right, Shane. I'll just go ahead and share that photo. I didn't mean to interrupt you or cut you off. Okay. But we got another verified lax guy in the party right now. All right. That's Joey Spallina. Joey Spallina, after his game, put on a lacrosse guy hat. Let's go. Shout out to the homie Matt Shaler for relaying that hat to him. I appreciate that to the max. Okay. Thanks a lot, Shaler. Pretty cool seeing one of the best players in the country wear your merch. So shout out to Shaler for that. All right.
Go grab one. You know what I'm saying? Lacrosse guy.
You guys are going to make me have to come out with more. I'm going to have to.
That's right.
I'm going to have to get more But
Look at
these
the
damn
quality on that.
tariffs.
Look at the quality on that, right? Got the LGS on the side. Okay. Lacrosse. I mean, this is just high quality material right here. Can't get better than that. Blue brim, red underside. Beautiful. Can definitely wear this on 4th of July weekend. Can definitely wear this all summer on the beach, in the mountains, wherever you want. You can wear this out. I wore this out a couple of times. This right here is what you need. Let everybody know that you're out here, you're a lacrosse guy, and you're here to stay, baby. Come on, locked in.
Hey, you guys
That's
are
for
the
my boy
best. You guys
Scotty.
are the best. Okay.
Come on,
And
man.
so you guys are gonna make me have to come out with more because we are actually sold out of lacrosse guy hats right now. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting to have a kid, okay, and become one of these, a lax
Hey.
dad.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Lax
You know what I'm saying?
dad.
One of these
Get you
days,
one
I
of
might be a
those.
lax dad. So hey, I got the hat ready. Make sure you get your hat. And Father's Day is coming up. Is it? I
That's
don't
right.
know.
Not for a while, but yeah. Hey, but plan ahead.
Plan
Right?
ahead.
Plan
Plan
ahead.
ahead. Plan ahead.
Plan
Plan
ahead.
ahead. Okay. Now, Shane, I didn't mean to cut you off, dog.
No, you
Okay.
good, bro. You good. You good. I just want to make sure that the folks know that the quality on this is actually unparalleled. I've got a lot of hats. Not a lot of them, fit, sit, and look like the shit on this. You know what I'm saying? This one, get your lacrosse guy hats, but wait for it. Because they're sold out. Too many people want them.
Big facts.
Anyway, anywho, yeah, this Notre Dame game, boy, I just I love watching them boys fight. They just don't quit. They just don't quit. That boy, hey, let me tell you something. Chris Kavanaugh had a little sidearm pass, cross crease pass that hit his teammate in the stick so good. Caught that ball. Oh, it doesn't get better than that, fellas. It doesn't get better than that. The level of freedom and intensity, the motor, that first step that the Kavanaughs have, it's unparalleled. It's unparalleled. Yes, sure. Is he a better player with his brother around? No question. No question. Does that mean that Chris Kavanaugh is not a bucket? No. Chris Kavanaugh is a bucket no matter where he goes. Okay. He's going to be a bucket in the PLL. He's a bucket right now. And the fact that this team's still got a lot to work on. I mean, yes, losing Pat Kavanaugh, I think the biggest subtraction from this team is clearly Liam Entenmann. All right. Liam Entenmann was just such a pivotal member of that team. And it's definitely showing. I'm going to tell you right now, though, Notre Dame has another Liam Entenmann coming.
Oh, wow. Who is that?
He plays for either Chaminade or St. Anthony's. I think it's St. Anthony's.
That's interesting.
That
St. Anthony just had a
boy,
big win versus Lawrenceville this weekend.
yeah.
And Liam Entenmann went to Chaminade. So it would be interesting to see.
Yeah.
They're like,
No,
yo,
yeah.
we really trying to get a new Liam Entenmann, bro.
No, and he's like that. He's like that. I was like, oh, you're real. That's the real deal. So hey, Notre Dame is going to be good for the next couple of years, especially with the new Faison brother coming too.
Wow.
It's just going to be ND, man.
We'll see. Now, guys, I want to do something a little different here. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to put you guys on the spot here. Okay. Now, the last 4 national champions were Notre Dame in 24, Notre Dame in 23, Maryland, and then Virginia. But the year before that, in 2020, the champion was canceled because of COVID-19. All right. The worst year ever.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm curious. Can you guys name the last 5 national champions from 2019?
Going back.
Going back.
You want me to go first, Shane, or you got it?
Let me think. I mean, hold on. I gotta
It's
open up my
2019.
Oh
pineal
my
gland.
God, this damn third eye, bro.
I gotta open up my pineal gland.
2019 was UVA.
Yes.
Yep.
2019 was UVA. What about in
20
2018?
with Yale.
Yes. Brian, you're on fire. How about 2017?
2017.
2017 had to be UNC, wasn't it?
Nope.
No, it's not UNC. That's not 27. Yes. No, it's
Was
2016.
that like
That's 2016.
was that like 2017? Because I gotta equate stuff where I was living in the world 2017.
Yeah, same. I'm like,
All right, so I'm living in this one. Living in Brooklyn. Was that Maryland's year?
Yeah, it was Maryland,
Mhm.
bro. It was
Mhm.
Maryland.
Yeah, because that's the year when they had Rambo and Pat Young.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm.
Because that was like their
Pat
first
Young.
actual national
Yo, I got to
championship.
get Pat Young on the show. And then Shane hit him with 2016.
2016's got to be UNC.
The Chris
Okay.
Kuche tournament.
Yeah. UNC. Remember my assistant coach he went to UNC, called UNC the University of National Champions because their basketball team won that year. Yeah.
And then the last one.
2015.
Was that Duke's last one?
Nope.
No, Denver.
Got
yeah.
him. And they're a
Denver.
bunch
Yeah.
of
Yeah, you
losers
did say
now.
that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That is
How the
crazy.
tables turned. Yes. 2015 was Denver.
That was Trevor Baptiste.
Yep. That was the Trevor Baptiste year. And that was when
Mhm.
they were like,
Mhm.
the face-off has way too much power. And
Yeah.
started messing around.
Yeah.
with it.
then they
Yeah.
nerfed the rules for him.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
I was so sick to my stomach when they nerfed the U's, the double U's,
when they got rid of the U's.
My gosh, that pissed me off so bad. I'm like,
Nope.
dude, what? Why?
Great.
Because now stick technologies, we're back. We're back in the same spot. Like it's still hard to get the ball out of people's sticks, even if it's strung like with straight laces. But whatever.
Oh man, my girl just texted me. Do you want anything from Chipotle?
Oh, hey,
Am I about to get on a knee right now?
yeah,
I
you
don't
should.
know. I might. But guys, it sucked when they had the U's and it's crazy when they nerfed the U's and the sticks. Okay, but because the stick technology back then with the U's was ridiculous. I was shooting 115 miles per hour when I had the U's in my stick. But since they don't allow U's anymore,
where would I be able to get some of these new stick technology?
Yeah, because I can't string, so I would need somebody to string it for me. I wonder.
Yeah, I mean, if you want the best of the best stick technology and you need somebody to string your stick, you should go no other place than lax.com. Let's go, guys. We're getting on a roll, baby. We're getting on a roll. Let's go. Whether you're gearing up for the season, need fresh gloves, or just want to flex on your teammates with the latest gear, lax.com has you covered. They've got everything from heads and shafts to apparel and training essentials. And here's the best part. They've got pros on deck to string your stick exactly how you like it. So no more excuses when you miss that shot. And don't forget, they got some fast shipping. All right. Now, Brian and I were talking before the game or before the show. Okay. Brian and I were talking before the show. And Brian brought up how Syracuse was giving out older jerseys at their game, which brought in more fans to their seats. All right. Fans are getting in there early. This is crazy. I think this is great strategy, especially after I was hearing Gary Gate talk about how he wants more people to go to the Dome for their games. This is a great way to bring people into the game. If Rutgers was like, yeah, we're giving out old jerseys, my ass is there 3 hours before the game just to grab one. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, this needs to become a segment. So what do you think lacrosse can do to get more fans into their games?
Exactly. Yeah, we started off exactly what we said when we were talking with. So before you got out, we were talking about it. I'm like, free stuff. So Syracuse giving away the jerseys. That's going to bring a certain amount of people there. And then I used the example when I was in college. You know how much events I had no emotional attachment to that I went to because I was a broke college student. Y'all were giving out pizza or like a free T-shirt. I was going. People like free stuff. Let a restaurant open up in your local area and let them be giving away free whatever for a year. It's gonna be a couple hundred people in line with sleeping bags like a Jordan release. Like, so it's like if we're doing stuff where we're gonna give stuff away, it's gonna get butts through the doors. Like that's why all these teams do bobblehead nights, and your bobblehead of Trevor Baptiste looks like Jake from State Farm. Like
the
Yeah,
bobblehead,
free
bro.
stuff,
Yeah,
man.
that was a funny ass moment.
Free stuff. Yeah, Jake from State Farm, yeah. No, dude, the free stuff is money. The free stuff is money. I, sometimes, and it's so funny, and I know you guys are you're all over this as well. Sometimes it is funny when you listen to somebody who's never played lacrosse talk about lacrosse, or never played lacrosse talk about it being like, soft, or not like, it's a prep school sport, which is like yes and no. Yes, you're not wrong, but no, that's not the only people who play lacrosse, and it's not the type of people. Because it's funny, it's like all of the better players are not like they're the grittiest, like athletic guys who could probably play a different sport if they wanted to at any point, and probably and could and do. Those guys are just like they come out and they're just disgusting. But it's just funny. It's like maybe if there was a way to like in that pregame to like, hey, we have a bunch of that free stuff, but I want to see how fast does the average person shoot a lacrosse ball?
right.
And show them that like this is how fast you shoot. This is how fast somebody on our team shoots. This is how fast somebody at the top shooter at in the PLL shoots. Like this game is not nearly as easy as you think it is. It's not nearly as accessible as you're like, oh yeah, you just go pick up. Dude, I have to share this story, and I hope to God this guy's listening. My wife, when we were just dating, she used to be she's a car salesperson, right? So she was out here. She's in sales at a car dealership. Her boss, consummate kind of like cocky guy, right? Wants to play me in like golf and whatnot. I'm like, okay, yeah, let's play some golf. This man looks me in the face and he goes, yeah, when do you guys go out and play lacrosse? And I was like, oh, I'm just like laughing, just like Thursday nights. Yeah, we have our little pickup. He's like, oh yeah, like I want to come out and play. Let's play. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah. It's like, I was like, do you have any gear? He's like, nah. I'm just I'll pick up some gear and then we'll just play. And I was like, I'm an athlete, so I'll just figure it out. And I'm like,
Yeah, okay.
Okay. I happen to be with my buddy who played lacrosse at Drexel, and him and I are looking at each other, and I'm like, is this guy serious? He really thinks that he could just pull up and just play. Like, I get you're an athlete, but you will be lost and exhausted within the first 10 minutes, not knowing what's going on. The ball's moving way too fast for you, I promise you. But it's crazy. The average person just thinks that, they can just pick up a lacrosse stick and just be good at it. I'm like, okay, let's show you. I'll prove that it is not nearly as easy as you think. And for some of you, you might be able to get, low 80s on your shot. That's great. But like, on these goalies, that's not going. Come on.
Lacrosse is one of those sports that's like not natural one bit,
No.
And those stick skills aren't natural. Okay, you watch me play lacrosse right now. I still barely look like I have any stick skills. Like you gotta learn that, man. You can't just step on a field and be like, I got this. Yeah, you might be able to run up and down, but you can't just step on a field full of people that played college lacrosse and hold your own. Like that's just not how it's gonna go.
No.
Like compared to me playing basketball, like I'm just gonna try to get a rebound. Like I know I'm not gonna try to score, but if I'm playing lacrosse, bro, and I've never played, you're cooked, dog.
You're cooked. You have no idea what you're doing. You're going to look bad out there because, like, there's a prerequisite, a level of skill set you just can't You can't skip those steps. You got to know. And there's also a level of composure when things don't go well. Balls on the ground. You got two guys coming at you with lawn poles. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Come on.
It's funny how I wish Diggs was here to try to fight against the all sports are the same. But that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
But,
one more quick one too before we switch.
I wasn't going to switch. You're going to go ahead.
It's accessibility, meaning through affordability, keep the pricing low, because it's especially for like schools like, again, I went to St. John, so it's basketball school, but they have like soccer. But other than that, it's like you have these fields, nobody's using them. So keeping the ticket prices low, because I told you guys I was gonna be out in Colorado. I wanted to see Bobby Van Buren, Cullen Brown in Ohio State. I'm like, I can go to the Denver game. Looking at the ticket prices, I'm not paying $60 for this game. I don't pay $20 to see Syracuse play. And when I was younger, I watched just as much, if not more, Lemoyne College games when they were Division II, because I could walk to the games and they were free. And I got to watch high-level Division II, national championship level lacrosse. That helped with my growth and development because the games are free. I know everybody's rich on the internet, but I was a 16, 17-year-old kid with a part-time job. I didn't want to ask my parents for money or a ride to go to take me to the Carrier Dome. I could beat feet, make it there. And the game is free, and I could get something like a pretzel for $3. So I think when you do that too, you get those young people to come in like, I need something to do, and I don't have a lot of money. Don't price people out like what the NBA and NFL does, because you can count on one hand how many people go to those type of games. But for college lacrosse, it's make it accessible, because people will go off the strength, something to do that's free or low costing. Because we're still at a point where even with inflation, games don't got to be $30.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I agree, Brian. That's a good point. Yeah, I'm not paying $30 to go to a lacrosse game. And
everybody rich, I know, but for the normal people out there.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, if I was rich, I'm still not doing that. That's crazy. Yeah. So another thing that I think that lacrosse can do to get more fans is I'm bringing up the lacrosse LXM. Yo, I know it costs money. Okay. Lacrosse has money, but bring in somebody who's interesting or who's trending right now to sing a song at halftime or something.
PLF, they be having people. I have no idea who that is.
Asher Roth over there, singing "I Love
Sammy
College."
Adams.
And I think that serves as a great gateway for people who don't care about lacrosse to go to a lacrosse game. Okay? Make it interesting. Okay, but I also do think I also do think this is on the lacrosse fans also, because I look at lacrosse content a whole lot, and we always talk about how lacrosse doesn't like lacrosse. Like lacrosse people don't like lacrosse, and I look at the content, these people producing great lacrosse content, but nobody's supporting it, and if we can't even have our own sport support each other, why would anybody from the outside want to support us? So I do think if these people need to start supporting this content, because this content that these people are letting out and all that stuff. And I also, about the philanthropy part, it's got to be real philanthropy, man. Some philanthropy is performative. Look what we did. And I hate that. I hate that. Look what we did. We just went over here to this kid in, I don't know, Harlem, and we gave him a stick. Right. That's it. Bro, you didn't introduce him to the game. That boy's not playing lacrosse.
Exactly.
What are we doing? Right. And there are organizations that I've done work for where I'm like, oh, they're grassroots, putting down the foundation for these kids to get into lacrosse. But I do think some people just need to, if you want to make a difference and expose these inner cities to lacrosse, and not just some BS fiddlestick lacrosse, the real version of lacrosse, do it and actually show them and give them that opportunity, rather than just look what we did.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of room for this, and room for growth, and the gateway is just too much for getting people into this sport right now, man. But there's a lacrosse brand right now I think it's Relax. and
Yeah.
Co,
Oh yeah.
who's doing
Yeah.
a great job with making their lacrosse sticks cheaper, and they're like good sticks. Like I haven't played with one, but I've got to use one at a PLL game, and I was like, I can't feel the difference. Like this is a great stick right here, man. So imagine, man, if it only cost you, instead of that $350 for your equipment, you just take it's only $100. You know, that
Yeah,
could
for your
change.
stick, not even your equipment. Like if you're a 14-year-old and you're a long pole, you're a $200 shaft, your $100 head, and if you don't know how to string sticks, another $50 because stringers are gonna beat you over the head.
Yep. You know, I wasn't even mad when I was a kid about my stick breaking for my own sake. I was mad because I'm gonna have to fight with my mom about getting a new one.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, bro. I remember taking my mom to the lacrosse store and being like, I can't wait to play. I'm so happy. When she bought the equipment, she said, you're not quitting. You
Right.
can't quit, bro. I was like, oh man, you know. And GLE brings up a good point: is games should also include way more field level shots rather than the standard press box look. All right, I feel like you're talking directly towards Corrigan sports, but
Maryland home games.
you know, yeah, those side angles. But Shane's brought it up too about how the PLL production value is like awesome because they put on a damn
Awesome.
show and they have
Yeah.
cameras everywhere. They have
Yeah.
they have a camera on the field, bro. They have a cameraman on the field.
They're ready. They're ready. The product is from a consumer standpoint, the production quality is so high, and the product of that is worth paying for. Like it's one of those that like, okay, yeah, I know I'm gonna have to pay. Like when I had to pay for Peacock for like, the summer,
Mhm.
I wasn't bummed about that because I was like, okay, the production quality is there.
Yeah.
Like I don't mind. It was like $5. I'm like, dude, yeah, for sure. But for what was it? What was it? $30, $25 for a game? Yeah. Nah. I ought to fade you. I ought to throw a rock at your car.
You know, as much we could talk, we can make a whole episode about this, but maybe we'll do that during the off season. But
Yeah.
it's time to get over to our recurring bits. Brian, who walked that dog this weekend?
So I'm like, end of the season, walk that dog, defensive performances, who do I want to pick? So I said, you know what, fellas, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. Walk that dog. I'm gonna give it to the regular season NEC champs, the Lemoyne College Dolphins. Why I'm gonna give them walk that dog? Because first, they beat Robert Morris 8-7. Anytime you play a team and you scoring 7 goals, you walk that dog. Your defense is doing what they're supposed to do. But being a Division II school, who you're not even eligible for the NCAA tournament, and they got a chance to have the number 1 seed to win their conference tournament, and then still not go to the NCAA tournament, that's walking that dog because everybody in their conference, they just putting belt to ass. Where it's like, I'm just looking at schools that they play, like, okay, VMI 10-9, Cleveland State 11-6 win, Detroit Mercy 8-5 win, Shane's favorite Wagner 9-4 win, lost to Bucknell 11-7, beat Mercyhurst 8-7, beat Robert Morris 8-7. They lost to LIU. But I'm like, whenever there's a conversation about can I play D1, what Scotty, we were talking about before we started recording, high level D2, high level D3, could they beat these schools, the non-top 20 or the lower half of Division One? Lemoyne said absolutely yes. They've been walking that dog since this entire year. Because it's crazy when you think about it, you're like a school that was 3 years ago Division Two. That's a bunch of dudes where that's not a Division One roster. Most of the Lemoyne's, someone that was recruited by Lemoyne, most of Lemoyne's recruitment is like Central New York, upstate New York kids. Some that either want to go to Syracuse but didn't get in, or they're what they call them, blowbacks from D1. Like it's just straight roster of dogs. That 5'7" attackman that you played against, that defenseman that was annoying as hell that guarded you, that was 5'10", $160, made their way to Lemoyne, walking that dog, walking through the net conference, first place regular season, rooting for the team that I legit grew up in the neighborhood around their college to walk that dog and win the NEC championship. Shout out Lemoyne, man.
There we go. Lemoyne being the first. They're You said the team or the offense?
Oh, now I'm getting to the whole team, man.
Whole team? Okay, first whole team to win.
Yeah.
To walk that dog. Okay.
Had to, man. Had to do it.
I love it. I love that. Okay. Really quick, we're going to do our Lax.com down presented by Lax.com. Okay. Now, I'm aiming at the players here for Lax.com down. Why am I aiming at players? Man, I just coached the game and I realized how many players complain towards referees. I got at parents already for complaining at referees, but players. Let's talk about players here. As a player, what good does it do for you to talk to a referee after they called something on you? You think the refs is going to pick up their flag? And I'm starting to see this not just by my teams, right? I'm seeing this all over in the youth level, club level, high school, and even some college, right? When has a player bargaining with a ref ever worked out in favor for the player? When?
I've seen it twice ever.
Those 2 times is crazy, man. You should have those guys should have went to Vegas that night because I don't think it's ever going to be positive for the player, especially if you're talking to him with an angry tone or something, right? I know you're in a game, and I understand emotions are high when you're in a game, bro. But we can't be a whole bunch of mental midgets when you're on a field and something doesn't go your way. You're going to yell at this ref for doing his job? That's what we're going to do? And you think because if you yell at him, he's going to be on your side now, he wants to be your boy? A matter of fact, you're doing the complete opposite now because you trying to do this thing with the ref, now the ref has his eye on you even more.
Exactly.
I was never one of those players that talk to the refs, so I don't understand players who do talk to the refs. I'm like, yo, I disagree with the call, okay? What am I? I'm just going to go to the box. That's it. That's it. You know, and I'm just watching a whole lot of kids now think debating with the ref is what we're supposed to do, man. And let me tell you something, man. Don't debate with the ref. Don't talk to the ref about a damn call, okay? Just get your ass to the box. That's it.
Facts.
That's it. All right. Now, standing at 6'3" with a bald head, Shane A. Smith.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Last week, talking about some D3 ball. So now, naturally, I got a couple guys that I made sure to follow. This week, it is unfortunate that my boy Michael Stephon Diggs is not here. As an alum from St. Vincent College, I'm sure you would have something to say about this, but I saw that St. Vincent College played against Thiel University or Thiel College. I was unaware of what that would really entail. When I saw this box score, I audibly gasped. Not because the score was 28-0, but because Thiel College only got off 6 shots.
Dang.
6 shots. Do you want to know how many shots were on goal?
How many? You're lying.
They played 60 minutes?
2. They had 2 shots on goal. I don't know what to say about a team that loses 28-0 and only gets off 6 shots. Who was on your team? Do you know how to play lacrosse? Or did they have Thanos on the other team? Who is responsible for this? Because I couldn't watch the game, but I can only assume that based off of your clearing and your opportunity, it was from top to bottom. This box score had me worried. The caused turnovers alone. Oh, Lord have mercy. The caused turnovers alone had me worried. This St. Vincent College team slid faster than Shador Sanders in the draft.
Damn, that's a good one.
You like that one? That one's good. I forgot to talk about that one. To lose the game 28-0, a lot of choices had to be made.
Why you do Shador like that?
What are we talking about here? 28-0? Not one of y'all said, give me the ball. I'm going to do something. Not one of y'all. So I'm going to bring you back. Just like I said last week. At first, I told you, go to that computer lab and make friends with somebody and start doxing people. That's what I told you last week. What I'm going to tell you this week is get in that computer lab and stay there. Don't go to practice. Don't go to hit the wall. Don't do anything. Your job is not to be on the lacrosse field no more. Your job is to work on accounting, computer science, business administration, maybe some math. You know what? Not math, because I don't know what's going on here to make you think that this season's adding up. Okay, so math probably not your strong suit. We're just gonna focus on computer science. We're gonna focus on some business administration. Because 28-0 in your last game. The only good thing I have to say about this, St. Vincent College, the last person to shoot and score was with 2 minutes left in the fourth. And it was a freshman on St. Vincent College senior day. So I'll give you that. Nobody had more than 7 points, unlike Westminster last week. So I'll give you that. So now my focus, I can't even talk about St. Vincent. I just got to talk about you guys at Thiel. We got to do better. We got to do better. Okay. If you go to Thiel College, either you got 2 choices. Don't ever play again. Done. Don't play again. Or you need to hit the wall every day for 4 hours every single day this summer. We got work to do. Because 6 shots, 6, and only 2 of them were on cage. Their starting goalie, St. Vincent College starting goalie, only had 2 saves. He only had 2 saves. I guarantee he was more mad that he played in this game, ruined his save percentage. More mad than I could have been chilling.
He's sitting crisscross applesauce in the
He
crease.
was chilling. He already had the orange slices ready to go.
It's crazy.
I'm sure he was mad as hell, and he should be. We got to get to work, Thiel College. If you need lessons, come talk to your boy, Coach Shane. All right. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, that's a beat. That's a beat down. That's a big
28-0.
Yep.
Two shots on goal.
28-0. Some might say they're gonna feel that one.
Damn.
I need to stop, bro. I need to stop, man. But hey, Shane, yo, let me have my moment, okay? That's wild that that happened. We got a little bit on it. Yes, our last episode about how much is too much. Just be better, Theo.
Just
or
be
Theo,
better.
whatever.
I can't give you any more information than that. You just gotta do it. You just gotta do it. At this point, it's Lord have mercy.
Lord
have mercy.
Mercy. Okay.
You first hold on. I need you to see something. I need you to hear something. The first shot that they had by Theo wasn't until 8 minutes in the first quarter. They were already down by 3.
Wow. Wait. That's kind of crazy though that they're only down by 3 at that point. Then they started running. I got to look at the box score of this.
Yeah, for real.
Because there must have been a quarter where they just like couldn't stop scoring. But
yeah,
that's a huge
the second quarter they had 11 goals in the second quarter.
Okay, yeah, they started to pick it up. Started to pick up and kill it. Pick up and kill it. That's yeah. I don't know if a lot of people understand that reference, but it's okay.
Well, I was
okay.
It's okay. So thank you, Mr. Shane A. Smith. Appreciate that. Okay, now we're gonna bring it back to the pick'ems. The pick'ems. Okay, this weekend I went 4-1. Shane went 3-2. Brian with an uncharacteristic 2-3.
Rough week for the kid.
And Diggs went 3-2. So that means our records at this point are 36-24 for me, 30-30 for Shane, 39-21 for Brian, and 34-36 for Diggs. So that means Brian has the best record as of now. But don't worry, brother. I'm coming for you. Okay.
I mean, Rutgers keep winning, Syracuse keep losing. You gonna catch me?
Yeah, right. 34-26 for Diggs. That's what Diggs is. 34-26. Okay, there it is. But that's all we got for this episode of Stick Talk. Thanks again for joining us. Don't forget to give us a follow on Instagram, Spotify. Rate us those 5 stars because, guys, it makes a difference. I'm telling you. And get yourself a hat, okay? Get yourself a hat. But we will see you guys next time. It's your boys, Brian, Shane, and Scotty signing off.
Yes, sir.